Together.
Hey Dan, thanks for coming in because I actually just got off the phone with your counselor at treatment.
Okay.
He said that you're doing awesome, that you're about ready to discharge from the residential program.
I am.
But he also talked about some stress or anxiety that you were talking about, and there's actually a skill set that if you were up to it, I was going to walk you through on hopefully maybe how you can manage what you're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fine.
Okay.
do it.
Basically what it is, it's just a 3-step skill that you identify a couple different thought patterns and then you have an action. So what are those thoughts that you have that lead us to that behavior? So a lot of the T for C, the thinking for change stuff that you learned, very, very similar, okay? The first step is really first teasing out whether it's anxiety or whether it's stress and why, because we really need to know what's causing kind of those feelings that you have. And then that second step is to identify coping strategies. So how are you going to kind of manage those feelings that you have? And then that third step would actually be that action. So picking that best coping strategy to deal with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to walk through it first as if I'm you, so that way you have an idea of what that looks like.
Okay.
And every time I do this, it's going to be a thought.
Right.
Okay? So, gosh, I'm feeling really stressed out because I just don't know if I can stay clean and sober on my own. I've been through treatment, and this is the longest I've stayed clean, but a lot of it's been because I've been in treatment. So I'm really stressed out with how to stay sober on my own. And then the second step. I know before, when I was stressed out, I journaled a lot. I set goals on what I needed to do, and that usually always helped me figure out the best way to deal with those feelings that I had. You know, I think I'm going to start journaling every day for the first 2 weeks, so that way I can process what's going on every day and I can set goals for the next day in order to build that confidence of staying sober without being involved in that residential treatment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of that 3-step process. So
Okay.
I want you to kind of pick those. I mean, I just kind of gave examples, and that may not be how you're feeling, but kind of process that and go through those 3 steps, okay?
Okay.
I wrote them out so you can follow those along, and I'll give you feedback, okay?
Okay. So I definitely am feeling a little bit anxious about my upcoming discharge. I've been doing really well, and I want to continue doing well. I'm afraid that part of the reason I'm doing well is because of all the accountability that I've had throughout this process, and some of the support that comes with that. And I've felt really good about what I'm doing and just don't want to lose that. So I guess how I'm going to cope with this anxiousness is just by implementing some of the tools that I've gotten along the way here, one being journaling. So I'm going to maybe think about journaling, and then also potentially contacting some of the other support that I'm going to continue to have in the community and asking for continued help. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is journal every day, just kind of how I'm feeling, and also there's other support in the community for me, and so I plan on reaching out to some of that support that I've had and just kind of letting them know how I'm feeling and that their continued support is going to be appreciated and needed.
Perfect. And that's really great about the journaling. Can we set a goal for how often you want to contact that sponsor too?
Yeah, I would like to at least be in contact with them weekly.
Perfect. Great. Let's have that be a plan then the next time you come in.
Okay.
Awesome.